So it's November 30th, 2025, and tomorrow is officially December. And with that in mind, with the year 2025 at its sort of at its end, I wanted to take a look at the year as a whole. And this year has been very seventh gen gaming for me. I've immersed myself completely in this generation, got the PlayStation 3 and the Wii. I repurchased it in black because I felt like I'm going for sort of a black and silver type of thing with my home console setup. So that worked out great. The stand for the Wii just happened to be, kind of silvery, grayish. So that was actually kind of perfect. I always wanted a black Wii because I can't stand the look of the apple white that the original Wii came in. So very happy about that. And also, I purchased a DS earlier this year, and it's been my everyday carry ever since. It is for sure. Let me see if I can get it to play the jingle. There we go. It has been my go-to handheld ever since I bought it. I believe sometime during the summer this year, maybe a little later. And it's just been great to bring with me everywhere. And also, I was lucky enough to find a guy at sort of a flea market type of deal who gave me this R4 card for free. And I got a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in it with a lot of Nintendo DS and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games on it. So it's great. This is all I ever need when going on trips. And it's also really good for like short bursts of gaming instead of those longer games you usually get these days. But the PlayStation 3 has definitely been my top priority, which is funny because I did not get a PlayStation 3 until like 2013 when it was basically, on its way out. But I got a Super Slim back in 2013, and I really got into it. But the Wii was the actual console that I owned back in 2006, 7, 8, 9. Like during that 7th gen period, that was actually the console that I owned myself. And I'm glad to have it back, but I don't have a massive library yet, as of yet, when it comes to the Wii. The only games that I have so far are these. These right here are the Wii games that I have so far. And with these two being the absolute most important ones, Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition was the way I originally played the game. So it was very important to me to have it. And also, Twilight Princess was my introduction to Zelda. So it was very important for me to have that as well. Obviously, gotta have Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, which I never actually got to play. So I'm looking forward to see how they expand upon the whole Wii Sports idea. And Alone in the Dark, because I really liked it when I played it. And I know that people hated it. It got a terrible score, but I really liked it. It had a lot of cool stuff going for it, like him having to open his coat when you want to access the inventory screen. It's just him opening his coat, and you see all the weapons and the items that you can choose from. And I just thought it was a cool game. And then I got one GameCube game, which is the Resident Evil 1 remake. Had to have that, obviously. I suspect that a lot of GameCube and Wii purchases will be Resident Evil themed. So, there you go. In regards to the Wii, I actually, I've done some experimenting with it. And I managed to get component cables for the Wii. And also, I always used SCART when I played the Wii myself, and I've kind of done some experimenting back and forth. And as it turns out, the SCART, to my eyes anyway, maybe you guys could be a better judge of it. I don't know if it will actually turn out that well on camera, but to my eyes anyway, it looks a lot better with the SCART cable as opposed to the component cables. Because a lot of people will have you believe that that looks the best. I'm sure it does when comparing it to composite cables. But I think SCART is the winner here, and I think that's the way to go for me. So yeah. The TV that I'm using is actually one that I purchased back in 2013 or 2014 or something. Around that time. And it's sort of I guess it would be like a high-end old HD TV from that time. So it's right on sort of the cusp, right on the cusp between the switch to or from composite / component cables to HDMI. So it still has all the stuff that you need. It has HDMI, it has composite cables, it has SCART, and it's just all of it in one TV, which is great. It's really good for retro gaming and modern gaming alike. Well, in regards to PlayStation 3, that is definitely the clear winner for biggest library that I've purchased this year. These are the games that I've purchased so far. And again, some of these titles people will give you some flack for, like Silent Hill HD Collection. A lot of people say that this is a terrible way to play and experience these games, and I actually did play the second one through emulation. So it was the PlayStation 2 version that I played. But I played Silent Hill 3 for the first time through this collection on the PlayStation 3, and I thought it was great. I thought it could be better with the original one for the PlayStation 2. I don't know, but it really didn't. It didn't dampen the experience or take away from it in any way. I mean, I obviously don't have any basis for comparison, but I think that this was a really solid way to experience at least Silent Hill 3. So that's good. And you know, as you know, PlayStation 3 is very HD classic collection heavy. So I had to get these collections. This one being the first time or the first way I experienced Metal Gear Solid was through this collection. So I'm happy to have that back in my own collection. And then we have some other kind of controversial picks. Resident Evil 5 and 6. Especially with the sixth one being terrible, I've heard. I've actually never completed it, but I did complete the fifth one through this very copy. And I thought it was okay. Not a huge fan of the setting or the sort of color filter that they decided to use, the sort of piss yellow filter. It looks terrible, and I don't know. And we got some more Metal Gear Solid stuff here that I showed in a previous video. These were, this game was the one that I got along with the PlayStation 3. It was kind of the sole reason for getting a PlayStation 3 in the first place, because I needed to have that back in my collection. That, along with Heavy Rain, being an extremely awesome game. This is one of my favorite games of all time. No joke. And of course you got some Grand Theft Auto stuff or Rockstar stuff in general, which is like obviously something you gotta have. And some other games from another game from Quantic Dream, Beyond Two Souls. I didn't like it as much as Heavy Rain, but it was an enjoyable cinematic experience nonetheless. So I've been playing these games for a while now, and they've really kind of shown me And I know this is something that a lot of people have said in their videos, and it's not something, this is not breaking news by any means. A lot of people have said the same thing. But it's true, it rings true. People keep repeating it for a reason. These games from this particular generation, I feel, are, they're just kind of, they offer a type of experience that you don't find in games these days. And then they're modern enough so that they're easy to go back to. They're not as tedious or unforgiving as, say, the third generation of games, if you want to go all the way back to the NES or something like that. But these games are modern enough to provide you with like a full 3D environment. So in that sense, they're very easy kind of to immerse yourself in. But at the same time, they're kind of basic enough to not have all the bells and whistles of the newer games, which is not necessarily always a good thing. You know, all the microtransactions and loading times and just kind of superficial playtime, that just fluff they've added to the game to sort of expand the amount of hours that you can actually play it, with the amount of unnecessary side quests and everything. These games are very compact, they're to the point, and they're just a lot of fun to just kind of dive into and spend a weekend finishing, maybe even a little more. But yeah, that was really all I wanted to say about this particular subject, whatever it's supposed. I guess the video title will be something like 2025 7th generation gaming or something. I don't know. I don't even know. I kind of do this on the spot. It's sort of off the cuff. But that's kind of the general idea of this video, I suppose. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in and taking a look at what I had to say. I appreciate it if you made it through all the way to the end. This has been Chris, 2025. It's been a great year, and I look forward to playing more 7th generation consoles and games in the future. Chris out.
I always found it kind of funny. I always found it kind of funny that the calendar, the way the Japanese do the calendar is like Saturday is blue and Sunday is red. You can also see it here with my Seiko watch. I don't know, this is kind of a side rant, or not a rant, but a side comment, I suppose. I'm kind of going off track here. But I always found it to be kind of interesting how, you know, you go, here's blue, Saturday's blue, and Sunday's red. Same thing we got going on here with Sunday being red and Saturday being blue. Is that a Japanese thing? I have no idea. It could very well be. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So that's interesting.